At exactly 10:43 p.m., the decorated war hero had no clue he was minutes away from becoming a victim. Clint, Bunnell wasn't supposed to end like this. Born and raised in Dripping Springs, Texas, he had always been larger than life. His sister Stephanie remembered him as the guy with the huge personality who loved people fiercely. A star athlete who played football yet poured the same passion into music and theater. After high school, he worked at Motorola, but everything changed on September 11, 2001. Like thousands of young Americans, Clint watched the towers fall and felt a call he couldn't ignore. He left his civilian job, enlisted in the Army, and didn't just serve, he excelled. He became a Green Beret medic, one of the most elite soldiers on the planet, and deployed multiple times around the globe. During a training rotation at an Oklahoma hospital, he met Shauna Cloud, a nurse who seemed to understand the life of service. They eloped, and Clint instantly became stepfather to Shauna's 3-year-old daughter, Razie. For the next 16 years, he was the only dad Razie ever knew, teaching her to dance and sing, coaching her for beauty pageants, cheering every dream she had. From the outside, they looked like the perfect military family. After more than 20 years of service and countless deployments, Clint retired from Fort Bragg on December 31, 2024. He was thrilled about the next chapter. He had worked his tail off to get accepted into Methodist University's physician assistant program, turning his Special Forces medic skills into a civilian healing career. The transition was tough, but Clint attacked his studies with the same discipline that had kept him alive in combat. Second semester in, he was already elected president of his cohort. At Methodist, he also found something he hadn't felt in years. Real happiness, this time with Kelly Edwards, a yoga instructor who described him as happy-go-lucky and genuinely excited about life again. The problem was his marriage to Shauna had been dead for years, and now he was finally ready to end it. While Clint was building a new future surrounded by classmates and professors focused on saving lives, Shauna Cloud was working as a traveling nurse contractor inside Fluvanna Correctional Center for Women, one of Virginia's toughest prisons. 1,600 female inmates, many of them violent, mentally ill, or both. Day after day, she provided medical care in an environment filled with suffering, control, and sudden violence. The prison itself had a dark history. Lawsuits over inadequate care, claims of a toxic culture among staff. Spending years in that world may have changed how Shauna saw conflict and consequences. To co-workers, she seemed calm and professional, but at home the marriage was a hollow shell. They were emotionally separated for years, yet still legally married and sharing the house on Butler Nursery Road. Shauna also owned rental property in Troy, Virginia, near the prison. Property that would soon become central to a murder investigation. She had been monitoring Clint's phone and already knew about Kelly Edwards. While Clint was tasting hope again, Shauna was realizing the man she'd been with for 16 years was about to walk away. January 27, 2025, was the day Clinton Bunnell decided to take his life back. That morning, he went to a lawyer's office and started divorce proceedings. For him, it meant freedom, the chance to finally be open about Kelly and build the life he wanted. After the appointment, he went to class, then to Fit for Life gym on Owen Drive, the same gym Shauna used. They were there at the same time around 1:55 p.m., but left in separate cars. Clint went back to campus to study for an upcoming exam, then drove home to Butler Nursery Road. Cell phone records later proved he arrived that evening and never left alive. That night he told Shauna about the divorce papers. It was the honest, straightforward conversation he thought adults should have. Instead, it became the confrontation that lit the fuse. His last text to Kelly Edwards read simply, "I told her about the divorce. Good night." When Clint didn't show up for class on January 28th, alarms went off immediately. By 2:58 p.m., the university called the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office for a welfare check. Deputies found Clint's car in the driveway, keys, wallet, backpack, glasses, everything inside the house, but no Clint. Shauna met them with a story. She hadn't seen him since the gym the day before, woke up, car was there, husband wasn't, and she didn't know where he went. She even refused to file a missing person report herself. Huge red flag. That same evening, Kelly Edwards called 911 in a panic. She hadn't heard from him since the good night text. She filed the official missing person paperwork on the spot. Within 48 hours, the case moved from missing person to homicide. On January 31st, deputies searched the house again and found Clint's backpack and laptop riddled with bullet holes. February 1st, they executed warrants in Virginia on Shauna's car, rental property, and phone. She admitted they'd argued about a note from his girlfriend. Cell phone pings and surveillance video built an airtight timeline. 2 days after the murder, January 29th, Shauna drove to a pond on Gay Road 3 miles from the house. Stopped for 15 minutes, exactly 60 feet from where Clint's remains would later surface. On February 25th, the homeowner on Gay Road looked out back and saw a human torso floating in the pond. No head, no arms, no legs. DNA eventually confirmed it was Clint. He had been shot 4 times in the back while lying down or completely off guard. Then, using what appeared to be a powered saw and obvious medical knowledge, the killer dismembered the body. March 28, 2025, Shauna Lee Cloud was arrested at the house and charged with first-degree murder and concealment of death. 3 days later, she appeared in court. Clint's sister Stephanie sat in the front row staring at the woman accused of butchering her brother. Behind her sat 19-year-old Razy, torn between the mother who gave her life and the only father she had ever known. The judge called it a heinous capital case and denied bond. As of December 2025, Shauna remains in Cumberland County Detention Center awaiting trial. The evidence, phone pings, video, bullet holes, DNA, and a torso dumped exactly where her phone stopped for 15 minutes 2 days after the killing, looks overwhelming. Clint's family still can't hold a proper funeral because parts of him are evidence. Stephanie says she thinks about her brother every single morning until she falls asleep at night, and life will never be the same. Razy is left shattered, reportedly still refusing to believe her mother could do this. And the Green Beret who survived war zones all over the world couldn't survive the person sleeping next to him at home.